Good.
Please remain standing for the invocation led by the Reverend Dr. Terry Hidachuk, Executive Director of the United Center for Theological Studies. Dr. Hidachuk will be followed by Rob Apetagon, Cultural Advisor with the Aboriginal Student Services Center, who will provide a blessing upon this ceremony and the graduates.
God of many names, God of every place, we call you Spirit, Creator, Adonai, Allah. Sometimes we just call. On this particular morning, we are grateful for all good things, for life and love, for health and food. God, our Creator, our Center, our friend, we thank you for this university, its administration, its faculty, its staff, for the excellence in research and teaching and service that is offered for the benefit of the community within the bounds of this neighborhood and beyond. We thank you for those we honor this morning, for their service to the university and to the wider world. We thank you for those receiving degrees. May their knowledge, imagination, and creativity that was shaped and nurtured in this place continue into the world to be light that radiates hope and promise. We thank you for all those who supported, loved, nudged, nurtured the graduates this morning. Great Spirit, let us walk in beauty. Make our hands respect the wonder and abundance of creation. Make us wise, that we may know things, not to make us superior to our brothers and sisters, but in order to live in harmony with one another and with all creation. Amen.
Bujo anin
Danse ni tutama. Give me not to mitten now. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to each and every one of you. And thank you to each and every one of you for your achievement here today. Wache kise manatu. Achaka me ko sit my gun to Senekasan. My gun totem. Kinaski mitten now. Wuso maganak. Eha no ko maganak. Creator, it's me, Red Spirit Wolf. I give thanks to you for my life. I give thanks to you for all the blessings of life. I ask in a humble way and in a grateful way for you to hear our prayers and our offerings here today. I ask that you allow the grandmothers and grandfathers from all the directions to continue to walk with our relatives here that are graduating here today. I pray that their teachings have been strong and good for them, and will take them to good places and to do good work. I pray that their hearts and their minds are in balance with each other so that they can better honor you in all of life and all their relatives. I ask that you keep them in good health and happiness. Let them know love when their courage is tested. Let them lead a path of good things for the ones following behind them. I ask in a humble and grateful way and say thanks to all of our relatives, spiritual relatives, spirit keepers, and the spirit helpers.
Before we begin, I would like to welcome in our guests who have just arrived. Please be patient as they find their seats. If I could ask for everyone to be quiet, we'll proceed. It is now my pleasure to invite forward Dr. Annette Trimby, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg.
So good morning and welcome to the University of Winnipeg, located on Treaty 1 land in the heart of the Métis Nation. I always begin with a significant acknowledgement as we at the University of Winnipeg recognize the influence the land we are located on, its history, its present, its peoples, and its relationships must have on everything we do. It is my pleasure to welcome you here today and to preside over today's ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the graduating class, families of the graduates, colleagues, and friends of the University of Winnipeg, I have the honor to declare open this 107th Convocation of the University of Winnipeg for the conferring of degrees in arts. With us today is the Honorable Ian Wishart, Minister of Education and Training. Minister, would you please come forward to address our graduates on behalf of the province of Manitoba?
Well, good morning, everyone. Chancellor Robert Silver, President and Vice Chancellor Annette Trimby, the Board of Regents and its members, fellow platform guests, faculty and staff, and of course the graduates, thank you for welcoming me to this event. I would first like to acknowledge that we are in the traditional territory of Treaty 1 and in the homeland of the Métis people. I am further honored to take part in this milestone with all a class of 2016 graduates. On behalf of the Government of Manitoba and as Minister of Education and Training, I would like to offer congratulations on your graduation from the University of Winnipeg. To be a student means that you must work hard, make sacrifices, spend many late nights, some of them finishing your assignments and papers. You have not only proven yourself that you can reach to your goals, but you have also gained the respect of your peers, instructor, families, and friends. While today is a celebration of the successful completion of your studies, it also marks the beginning of a new journey for you. You step off this stage with the degree in hand, each of you will start a new path in life. However, the experiences you've gained at the University of Winnipeg will always provide you with a shared sense of community and with your fellow classmates in particular. I hope you will use the knowledge gained during your studies to strengthen and inspire the larger community in which we live, work, and serve. The idea of community is a value that both the University of Winnipeg and the province of Manitoba uphold. Manitoba is just one big community. As you step into the working world or pursue further education, I'm happy to say that the province of Manitoba will continue to offer opportunities that will allow you to contribute to the social and economic fabric of our community. Our successes as a province speak to the nature of Manitobans. We are innovative, adaptable, and high-performing. I look forward to seeing the contributions you will make in shaping and building a better future for our province. As recent graduates, I encourage you to move forward with confidence as you discover the exciting challenges that lie ahead of you. On behalf of the Government of Manitoba, I wish you the best in your future endeavors and congratulate you on your achievements.
Thank you, Minister Wishart. So how is the volume? Can people hear? No, I didn't. Can we do something? So I have a bit of a cold, so I will try and speak a little more loudly. We are pleased to be joined by a number of distinguished platform guests, and I want to introduce them at this time. I would ask that each person stand briefly as I call his or her name, and I would request that you hold your applause until I have finished the introductions. In the fourth row, Dr. Cheryl Pauls, President of the Canadian Mennonite University, Dr. Brian Keenan, Fellow in United College, Dr. Robert Young, Fellow in United College, Dr. Dean Peachy, Executive Director, Global College, Dr. Neil Frank Unruh, Associate Dean of Menno Simons College, Marilou McFedrin, Director of the Institute for International Women's Rights and past honorary degree recipient. Kevin Friedman, President of the Alumni Association. And in the third row, Colin Russell, Registrar. Cindy Laverge, Vice President, Student Services and Planning at Red River College. Susan Gothill, Vice Provost, Students at University of Manitoba. Dr. Gabor Zabrecki, President of University de St. Boniface. Jarita Greyeyes, Acting Associate Vice President, Indigenous Affairs. Brian Daly, President and CEO of the University of Winnipeg Foundation. Dr. Tabitha Wood, Acting Associate Dean of Science. Dr. Jan Stewart, Acting Associate Dean of Education. Rick Martin, Associate Dean of the Collegiate. And Dr. Fiona Green, Associate Dean of Arts. Now in the second row, Rob Apetagon, Cultural Advisor with the Aboriginal Student Services Center. Reverend Dr. Terry Hidachik, Executive Director, United Center for Theological Studies. Dr. Gino DiStasio, Vice President, Research and Innovation. Dr. Sylvie Albert, Dean of Business and Economics. Laurel Repsky, Vice President, Human Resources, Audit and Sustainability. Mike Emsley, Acting Vice President, Finance and Administration. Chris Miniker, Senior Executive Officer and Advisor to the President. Dr. James Curry, Dean of Science. Dr. Ken McCluskey, Dean of Education. Dr. Glenn Bergeron, Acting Dean of Gupta Faculty of Kinesiology and Applied Health. Gabrielle Prefontaine, Dean of the Library, and Dr. Glenn Moulazon, Dean of Arts. And in the first row, Jane Lathian Murray, recipient of the 2016 Clifford J. Robson Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. Anne Rusnak, candidate for Instructor Emerita. Dr. Mavis Reimer, Dean of Graduate Studies. Dr. Michael McIntyre, candidate for Fellowship in United College. Dr. Neil Besner, Provost and Vice President, Academic and Student Life. The Honorable Ian Wishart, Minister for Education and Training. Bob Silver, Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg. Robert Enright, candidate for an honorary degree of letters. Wanda Koop, past honorary degree recipient. Eric Johnstone, Chair of the Board of Regents. Dr. John Bowman, Chancellor Emeritus, past honorary degree recipient and member of the University of Winnipeg Foundation Board. Dr. Joan Grace, recipient of the 2016 Robin H. Farquhar Award for Excellence in Contributing to Self-Governance. This is your 107th Convocation Platform Party. I also want to acknowledge the presence of special guests of the Platform Party and members of our Board of Regents who are seated in the audience. Seated in front of me or serving as marshals are members of our faculty whose wisdom, expertise, and generosity of spirit have contributed so much to the personal growth and academic success of our graduates. We are also joined by many members of our staff, administration, and alumni who are here to share in this celebration and who play essential roles in making this university an extraordinary place to discover, achieve, and belong. I would ask that you join me in acknowledging all of these remarkably gifted and dedicated people. The university is proud to provide a live webcast of the ceremony for all family and friends who are unable to join us in person today. Welcome to all of those who are viewing this ceremony online. We encourage all those in attendance or watching online to send a special message to the graduates today at Twitter at #UWinnipeg. So Convocation is a special time in the calendar of the university. It's a time when we gather together to honor our graduates, bid them farewell, and celebrate their accomplishments. It's also a wonderful occasion to give honors to members of the university faculty, students, and staff who have made significant and worthy contributions to our institution. And it is a time when we award honorary degrees to those who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and unparalleled excellence, helping to define and shape the principles and values that give meaning to our community. Today, we honor Dr. Robert Enright, educator, public intellectual, cultural journalist, and passionate champion of the arts in Canada with an honorary Doctor of Letters. We will also be acknowledging the accomplishments of our faculty award winners, Dr. Michael McIntyre, Anne Rusnak, Jane Lothian Murray, and Dr. Joan Grace. More importantly, we're here to celebrate our graduates and what they've accomplished at their time at the University of Winnipeg. I want to thank you for choosing to study at the University of Winnipeg and for sharing your gifts with us in this important stage of your life and your education. We learn as much from you as you learn from us. I know that the knowledge and skills you've learned here, both in and outside the classroom, have prepared you well for all that you will encounter in work and in life. I am sure you will continue to be conscientious local and global citizens who think critically about the world and who understand the necessity of diversity and inclusion. I know that you will be positive forces of change in our communities. For some of you, graduation is a significant milestone on a path that you set some years ago. For others, the road to convocation has been winding and at times a little unpredictable. Both of those experiences are okay. I applaud each of you for the tremendous amount of hard work, perseverance, and resilience you have exhibited to be here today. Some of you know exactly what you'll be doing in a year. Some of you may not know what tomorrow will bring. But as you leave here today and embark on that next phase of your life, I'd like to encourage yourself to dedicate yourself to what you are most passionate about. Over the course of time at the University of Winnipeg, I hope you've taken the opportunity to explore your intellectual passions. This exploration and the discipline you've learned here has equipped you well with the necessary skills to pursue whatever you choose as your life's work. If you get stuck on the idea that life is a perfectly set course, life can start to feel like a race. In a marathon, actual milestones are markers on a path that appear at a set interval. Life may feel like a marathon, but milestones don't necessarily happen when you expect them to. Things will happen in your life that you can't possibly predict. Some will be welcome surprises and some will not. That isn't a failure, it's the beauty of an ever-changing and inspiring life. Your reaction to these surprises will determine your ability to succeed. I think of someone like Robert Enright and all of his accomplishments, founding an award-winning magazine, writing about and sharing his passions for the CBC and the Globe and Mail, collaborating with great minds and teaching. And I doubt that when he was graduating from his first degree, he had a clear path. All of our honorary doctorates have accomplished great things, but if you ask them, none of them would say they had a plan in advance. And I'm reminded of last week when we hosted Canadian Nobel Prize-winning physicist Dr. Arthur MacDonald, a very humble man. When he was here, one of the students asked him if he set out to win a Nobel Prize when he was a young man. And of course he didn't. He simply replied that he was just very curious and he loved what he was doing. Well, Robert Enright and Arthur MacDonald achieved success in very different fields. What they have in common is a dedication to their passion and a spirit of resiliency. Not everything went according to plan, and certainly there were setbacks along the way. What ensured their success was the resiliency they displayed in the face of adversity, the will to pick up and move on despite any detours. Your ability to be resilient and your continued resolve to move forward is where you will find your greatest power. It's easy to get stuck on events in the past that seem like they've slowed you down or thrown you off course, but that's not the only way to think about it. Many cultures, including Indigenous cultures, don't view time as a line necessarily, but more as a circle. When you look at time in this context, everything that happens in the present is connected to the past and the future. That means that everything that brought you to this point occurred for a reason. Your experiences are entirely your own and contribute to your unique ability to impact your community and those around you. It means trusting that you are where you are supposed to be and that your life is moving at the pace it is supposed to. This trust will allow you to do greater things than you could ever anticipate. So on behalf of myself and the University of Winnipeg, I want to congratulate you on your graduation. You give us hope for a bright future, and we do want to keep in touch with you and watch what you do next. So thank you very much on behalf of me. And now, we're moving to the next stage of the program, where we will proceed with the conferring of an honorary degree, which is the highest academic status that can be bestowed on any individual. Those who receive an honorary degree demonstrate dedication and excellence in their field of work and have been nominated for consideration of this title. It is now my pleasure to call upon our esteemed Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, to confer special honors on Robert Enright. Robert will be introduced by one of Canada's most important and inventive contemporary artists. You see a lot of her art on campus and at the Winnipeg Art Gallery, and past recipient of an honorary Doctor of Letters from the University of Winnipeg, Wanda Coop. Chancellor Robert and Wanda, would you please come forward?
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present my dear friend Robert Enright to receive an honorary Doctor of Letters. Robert is an educator, public intellectual, cultural journalist, and passionate champion of the arts in Canada. As the art and culture critic for CBC Manitoba for 25 years, he was the familiar voice and face who brought attention to many emerging and established artists. In that role, he became well known for his skilled and in-depth knowledge of art, theater, literature, and dance, and for his insightful interviews. Robert was the founder and remains the senior contributing editor of the award-winning magazine Border Crossings. He has received 14 nominations at the National and Western Magazine Awards, winning 4 gold and 2 silver medals. Robert has been a regular contributor to the Globe and Mail and to a number of international art magazines, including Frieze, Art Review, Modern Painters, and Art News. He is also a juror for the prestigious Scotiabank Photography Award. Robert collaborated with Arthur Danto and Steve Martin on the book Eric Fischl, 1970 to 2000, and published a collection of 32 interviews under the title Peregrinations, Conversations with Contemporary Artists. He has also contributed essays, introductions, and interviews to 100 books and exhibition catalogs in Canada, the US, and Europe. In 2012, Robert and Mika Walsh were invited to guest curate the notable exhibit Winnipeg Now in celebration of the Winnipeg Art Gallery's 100th anniversary. He has given generously of his time to cultural organizations and events across the country, and especially to the rich Winnipeg arts and cultural community. Currently, Robert serves as a professor and holds the research chair in art theory and criticism in the School of Fine Art and Music at the University of Guelph. In 2005, he was named a member of the Order of Canada, and in 2006, he received the Art Award of Distinction from the National Council of Arts Administrator in the US. He is also the recipient of a gold medal for his contributions to the arts by the Royal Canadian Academy. In 2012, Robert was awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. Mr. Chancellor, I request that you confer upon Robert Enright the degree of Honorary Doctor of Letters for his lifetime achievement in the arts. Thank you.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit you, Robert Enright, to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations, Robert. Sign there.
Oh, sorry. Just want to spell it right. Thank you very much.
So, looks Good. It is now my pleasure to call upon our distinguished guests to address our graduates. Dr. Enright, it's your turn.
First of all, I want to acknowledge that I'm on Treaty 1 territory, the homeland of the Métis Nation. Chancellor Silver, President Trimby, Minister Wishart, Dr. Coop, family and friends, fellow award recipients, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go off script for a minute and thank President Trimby for helping me with my speech, because when she referred to what I must have felt like when I got my first degree, that's my only degree. So I'm going to go on to talk a little bit about my impoverished academic achievements, but it's very nice to be introduced in a proper, modest way. I want to begin by thanking the University of Winnipeg for conferring this degree on me, because it will eliminate further embarrassment of the kind I've undergone over the last decade or so. I'm referring to a situation that exists because of the anomalous character of my academic status. In 2005, I was appointed professor and given a university research chair in art theory and criticism at the University of Guelph, where I teach a semester every winter in the graduate program in the School of Fine Art and Music. Because it's a tenured senior appointment, everyone in the academic community automatically assumed I had a doctorate. In all communication with me, in person, by post, and electronically, I was unfailingly referred to as Dr. Enright. But from today on, thanks to the University of Winnipeg's Board of Governors, I won't have to wince, avoid eye contact, or confess to my impoverished academic achievement whenever that salutation is used in reference to me. It will make academic conferences, public lectures, and email correspondence enjoyable, anxiety and guilt-free activities. So, as the newly minted Dr. Enright, I'm eternally grateful. When you're given an honorary degree, you're obliged to ask yourself, what is it you've done to warrant the recognition? You realize the degree awarding process is not a lottery or a magic trick pulled out of an institutional top hat. It's a reasoned decision, and then you have to ask yourself the reasonable question, why me and my activities? Unless you're a complete narcissist, a misanthrope, or a megalomaniac, this is a process you conduct in a state of acute humility. In one way, I've been relentlessly single-minded. I am by nature curious, and my work as a broadcaster, writer, lecturer, and professor has allowed me to indulge that insatiable curiosity. So I've been able to wonder, what in the world explains the endless adaptability of William Shakespeare's plays? I tend to be in critic Harold Bloom's camp on this one when he calls his book on Shakespeare The Invention of the Human. I wonder what combination of commitment and chaos in his art and personal life made Caravaggio the painter he was. What was it about the Celtic Renaissance that produced the poetry of William Butler Yeats and the theatre of Sean O'Casey? What itch drove Amy Winehouse to write her song lyrics and sing the way she did? Every time I read or look at or listen to great artists, I find myself asking, how did they do it? Robert Duncan, the 20th century American romantic poet, cautioned critics and commentators that if you don't enter the dance, you mistake the event. I spent 4.5 decades of my life as a writer and devotee of art trying to find my way into that dance, desperately wanting not to be mistaken. Before these remarks are over, the university's Board of Governors may well regret having offered me this honorary degree. To say that mine has not been a conventional or planned career is to put in serious play the divisive understatement. Truth be told, I've never made a conscious decision to do anything with a career in mind. Things have happened to me, and I'm fortunate and grateful that a number of them have been not only agreeable but enriching. But before I present myself as a mere dandelion seed in the windy nature of my own life, let me say unequivocally that what holds together all the situations I found myself in was that they were contexts where I was encouraged to ask questions. I'm fond of Coyote, the trickster figure and significant character in Plains or Aboriginal culture. There are versions of Coyote in Aboriginal cultures across North America. He is a borderless creature. Coyote goes further than merely asking questions about situations and people he comes across. He considers what is being proposed and then asks a question that transforms the original question. He doesn't accept what is as a statement. Instead, he asks, what if? Inside that single change of consonants, ones that moves from declaration to interrogation, sits a profound shift in attitude. Being, the condition of what isness, is swallowed up by the condition of what ifness. Our being is best and most productively articulated by our being in question. This is what I learned when I was at the University of Saskatchewan, where I graduated with an Honours BA in Literature in 1971 and completed classes towards a Master's degree in Canadian Literature. I learned it's better to ask questions than to answer them. It is useful to interrogate the question, even the questioner. I know it's a cliche to say that all answers lead to more questions, but like all cliches, there is something true in its foundation. Questioning is an attitude that is useful, and I would even say moral. If you're asking questions, you're never complacent. If you're asking questions, then your imagination is always engaged with the world and with whomever and whatever you encounter inside it. You are all educated, and along with the knowledge you've gained, the knowledge you've earned is probably closer to the question. But along with that knowledge comes the responsibility to act as social citizens, to live in the body politic. The French philosopher and literary theorist Michel Foucault knew that knowledge is power. If that is true, then withholding knowledge from others is an abuse of power. We are educated, our obligation is to educate. Kids are great. Great. Keep that education. When I look out at all of you in the auditorium today, I'm looking at a room filled with individuals who spent a significant portion of their lives learning and who know how transforming knowledge can be. For the great 17th century metaphysical poet John Donne, who wrote brilliant poems to both God and women, an idea wasn't simply a mental construction. It was a visceral thing, the language of which shaped and formed itself in the mouth and through the body. Ideas change us. We use ideas to change the communities we live in and the people with whom we live. I've had the great privilege of spending my whole career working with artists, initially as a cultural broadcaster with the CBC and network radio and local television, and then later on and continuous with my years as a broadcaster with Border Crossings, the international cultural magazine that has now been published out of Winnipeg for the last 35 years. I won't go into the detailed and complicated story of its origins, collapse, and resurrection, except to say that were it not for the support of the artistic community generally, and particularly the Herculean efforts of Mika Walsh, its gifted editor since 1993, the magazine would neither exist nor be flourishing. From the beginning, the bulk of my contribution to the magazine has taken the form of published interviews. We've now printed over 300 of them, lengthy and wide-ranging conversations with Canadian, American, and European artists. It's a body of work about which I hold some pride. I became aware of the interview indirectly. In 1967, at the University of Saskatchewan, visiting writers would come through to read, and afterwards professors and students alike would gather in the campus pub for an extended evening of intense conversation. It was my first recognition that there was such a thing as a living writer, and that poetry wasn't simply something that had been written by a dead poet in another far distant country. As an aside, it also taught me the truth of Northrop Frye's observation in the Bush Garden, his collection of essays on the Canadian imagination, that the center is where you are. That bar talk, though, was the interview in embryonic form, and following from those encounters with living writers almost 50 years ago, I've continued to be entranced by the aesthetic and practical possibilities of intelligent conversation. I think of the interview as a special kind of criticism, one that has the added advantage of putting me in artist studios, where I get to ask questions about their life and art. It's part of the privilege that I just mentioned. What I've learned in those studios has been of immeasurable value. Hearing what artists say about their work has been a revelation, and not only has it made me a better critic and writer, it has additionally made me a better person, or at least pointed me in that improving direction. This is not peculiar to me, but is an experience anyone can have if they pay attention to what artists make and to what they say about what they make. We're an impoverished society if we don't appreciate the role played by artists in shaping the way we see and think about the world. It is through art, and by art I mean the full range running through painting and music and film and poetry and dance and architecture. It is through art that we give form and voice to our best and fullest selves. The classical understanding of art's function was that it should delight and instruct. The delight side is always pleasurable, but because what we articulate in art is not always welcome, the instruction side is often more problematic. In 1802, William Wordsworth wrote in one of his sonnets, "The world is too much with us, late and soon, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers." He was right. The world is a tricky place, and it will do you damage, and you it. Your obligation is to do whatever you can to minimize both. The power of art is that it can speak truth to power. It can subject power to the probing interrogation about which I've spoken. A straw. I want to return to the interview and view it through this lens of power. The interview is a form of communication that demands you be a careful listener. The singular characteristic that makes a good interview is paying unwavering attention to what the subject says. Listening is a skill. You have to learn how to do it, but beyond that, you have to be willing to hear what other people are saying. You have to be all eyes to see the world and all ears to hear it. But being an attentive listener is not only advantageous in securing a good interview. More importantly, it's a way of being that creates the possibility of having an empathetic response. Empathy is a necessary and invaluable human characteristic. It asks that we step outside ourselves and that we consider an open-minded and compassionate journey into someone else's experience. Empathy takes imagination, and making art demands imagination. I can think of two recent examples of the uses and abuses of listening. Anyone who's paid even scant attention to the American presidential race will have noticed that not much listening is going on. Donald Trump never listens and only talks, and talks troubling and dangerous nonsense. In complete contrast to his kind of bully bombast is the process of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The TRC began hearings in June of 2010 here in Winnipeg, and between then and the release of its report a year ago, Murray Sinclair and his fellow commissioners heard from 6,750 survivors of the residential school system. What was so profound about the hearings was that the survivors were listened to, and out of that listening began the process of healing. Healing is one of the results of the formation and embrace of empathy. There's another quality that's necessary to live the fullest life we can. It has to do with passion. How the heart stinks with its devotion, Patrick Lane says in the opening line of one of his lyrically irascible poems. He challenged us to be devoted and to be passionate. In this regard, he falls outside the Canadian stereotype. Canadians present themselves as a moderate people, always looking for a way of reconciling divergent opinions and incompatible positions. We're comfortable in the moderate middle. I'm not much attracted to moderation, but I'm thoroughly enamored of passion. It has its risks, but they overwhelmed by its benefits. As I get older, I become less conservative and less forgiving of the idiotic mistakes we make and of the structures that facilitate those mistakes by going on to implement them. I have an abiding and profound respect for institutions of learning. When you hold institutions in high regard, you also hold them to high standards, which brings me circling back to the interrogative mode. Institutions of learning must be places that encourage continuous questioning. You want to find Coyote dropping something off in the hallways and seminar rooms of universities. I want to end by returning to an interview that's had a shaping influence on me. In August of 1989, we went to Provincetown, Massachusetts to interview Robert Motherwell for a special issue of Border Crossings on Art and Autobiography. We called the published interview The Monumental Diarist. To label a charter member of the abstract expressionists and an artist who, in his elegies to the Spanish Republic, produced one of the most moving and dignified bodies of work in the 20th century, to call that painter a diarist is the spirit of questioning I talked about at the beginning of these remarks, operating at full tilt. It was not a conventional approach to Motherwell's work, but it was our sense that there was a telling interplay in his painting between the monumental and the intimate. He always said it was his favorite interview. We started where the elegies themselves began, with a small India ink on paper drawing from 1948, 11 by 9 inches in size, that included a few lines of poetry from the poet and critic Harold Rosenberg, written above and below the black rectangles and ovoids that became the signature visual language of the elegies. Over the course of his life, Motherwell made over 200 paintings and drawings that elaborated this simple pictorial structure. The interview was rich in content since Motherwell had a capacious and acquisitive mind. My final question, why does art matter to you, was a large and risky one. It could have gone nowhere or resulted in platitudes, and a lesser artist, a less attentive listener, might have sloughed it off. Here is Robert Motherwell's response. The importance of art is to make one feel less mad, less alienated, and less ill at ease in the universe. I mean, if one hears an early divertimento by Mozart, one immediately feels, yes, I'm sane. I understand what he's talking about. There's another person in the world whose feelings match my feelings. I'm not some isolated creature wandering around in a foreign, uncomfortable, frightening, unreal universe. Basically, my interest is to communicate and to have a medium that's as expressive in its complexity as is a human being. It's an inexhaustible problem and also an inexhaustible interest. What could really be more interesting, or in the end more ecstatic, than in those rare moments when you see another person look at something you've made and realize that they got it exactly, that your heart jumped to their heart with nothing in between? That heart-to-heart recognition is the most economical and profound explanation of why I spent the last 45 years of my life trying to understand art. My best guess is it will be the force that drives me to continue that pursuit for the rest of my talking life. I want to thank the University of Winnipeg for this honor, and thank you for the privilege of addressing these few remarks to you on this important occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Enright. May you keep dancing, asking questions, and empathizing and listening. Those are great words. We now are going to honor Dr. Michael McIntyre with a fellowship in United College. These are awarded to retirees of the University of Winnipeg, both faculty and staff, nominated by their peers for distinguished service to the university. I would now like to invite Dr. McIntyre forward to be presented by Dr. Neil Besner.
Chancellor Silver, Dr. Trimby, distinguished members of the Platform Party, special guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2016, it's my honor to present Dr. Michael Collins McIntyre for fellowship in United College. Previously named Dean Emeritus for his fundamental contributions as Dean of Arts and Sciences to U Winnipeg during a formative era in our history, Dr. McIntyre was nominated for fellowship for his many varied contributions across a wider scale of activities. Michael joined the University of Winnipeg Psychology Department in 1975 after earning his PhD in neuropsychology at the University of Minnesota and completing his postdoctoral fellowship at Cornell University, New York. Michael served as Assistant Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Science from 1978 to 1982, and then as Dean of the Faculty from 1982 to 1992, when this single faculty was the soul of the institution. During this period, Michael also demonstrated his characteristically keen foresight, acumen, and peerless judgment of character by hiring me in March of 1987. He impressed his colleagues with his ability to not only balance his many responsibilities, which included oversights of the university's academic programs and its faculty, teaching, and his own research program, but to maintain also an active role as a leader. Remarkably, in addition to performing duties that today are shared among several different positions, Michael gained national attention for his establishment of the University Center for Academic Writing and developed an accessibility program for those with physical disabilities. Michael also raised the profile of the arts on campus by fostering the evolution of theater from a program to a department, and by establishing in-residence programs for writers, directors, and playwrights. Working collegially with the departments, he was able to foster research capacity in the sciences as well. In addition to being a highly accomplished administrator, he also made his mark in research and as a favorite professor, earning the Clifford J. Robson Award for Excellence in Teaching in 2005. After his final term as dean, he returned successfully to the Department of Psychology, and in 2014, Michael retired, and in the same year was recognized with the Robin H. Farquhar Award for excellence in contributing to self-governance. Michael is currently research program leader with the Compassion Project at the St. Boniface Hospital Research Center. His research has been supported by the Bronfman Foundation, the Manitoba Health Sciences Foundation, the Health Sciences Centre Research Foundation, and most substantially by the National Research Council of Canada. In a true testament to his character, his colleagues created the Michael Collins McIntyre Rhetoric, Writing, and Communication Scholarship, awarded to a student in the Rhetoric, Writing, and Communications program. So for all of these reasons, Chancellor Silver, on behalf of my colleagues and the Board of Regents, I request that you honor Dr. Michael McIntyre with fellowship in United College for the many academic and administrative contributions made during his tenure, which remain both a legacy on our campus and help to shape the contemporary identity of the University of Winnipeg.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I grant you, Dr. Michael McIntyre, Fellowship in United College with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Michael, congratulations.
The status of Instructor Emerita is granted to past and present instructors nominated by their peers whose outstanding leadership has made a lasting impact at the university and whose academic pursuits have contributed significantly to the body of research in their field of study. This status grants lifelong access to professorial benefits even though the individual may have finished their tenure at an academic institution. I would now like to invite Ann Rusnak forward to be presented by the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Mavis Reimer.
Chancellor Silver, President Trimby, distinguished guests, and graduates, it is my great pleasure to introduce my colleague and friend, Ann Rusnak. Ann Rusnak retired in 2014 from the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures in the Faculty of Arts at the University of Winnipeg. She leaves a lasting legacy as a passionate teacher, a respected scholar, and a strong contributor to the academic life and governance of this institution. After completing a BA Honours at the University of Winnipeg and an MA at the University of Manitoba, Anne received a prestigious Government of France Graduate Award to continue her graduate studies at the Université de Bordeaux, earning her DEA, or Diploma of Advanced Studies, in 1987. This led to a lifelong interest in literature for children and adolescents, especially in Canadian Francophone literature. In 1996, Professor Rusnak and I were awarded a University of Winnipeg major research grant for comparative analysis of the key concept of home in award-winning French and English literature for children in Canada, an unusual comparative project between the two literatures. This collaborative project formed the nucleus of a successful 2002 Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council proposal on discourses of home in Canadian children's literature, which involved 13 scholars from Canada and 1 from Australia, and resulted in a well-reviewed collection of essays published by Wilfrid Laurier University Press in 2008. The results of the original study on home were published in Canadian Children's Literature, Littérature Canadienne pour la Jeunesse, the only Canadian journal in the field, which was housed at the time at the University of Guelph. In 2005, the editors of CCL moved the journal from Guelph to the University of Winnipeg because of the strong work being done in the area of young people's culture on this campus. The journal continues to be published here, now under the rather more elegant title, Jeunesse, Young People, Texts, Cultures. Professor Rusnak's work as associate editor with special responsibility for French content between 2005 and 2008 was important to the growing reputation of the journal nationally and internationally. Professor Rusnak was known as a high-energy teacher who always put students first and who created an engaging classroom experience, as evidenced by the walls of her office, which were covered with postcards from former students who kept in touch with her. Early in her career, she earned the University of Winnipeg Clifford J. Robson Award for Excellence in Teaching, the highest honor students can give their teacher, and was listed as a popular prof in the Maclean's Guide to Canadian Universities. Well respected by her peers, she was also instrumental in developing the flexible major program, where she worked with colleagues from across the disciplines to create student-designed majors, combined majors, and thematic majors. In 2013, Professor Rusnak was awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal for her outstanding contributions to our community as a teacher and volunteer. Chancellor Silver, on behalf of myself and the Board of Regents, I humbly request that you declare Anne Rusnak Instructor Emerita for her career of teaching and research excellence.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I declare you, Anne Rusnak, Instructor Emeriti, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Anne, and thank you for all you've done for our community. So we're almost ready for the main event, but I just have a few more things I need to tell you about. To recognize their dedication, several prestigious awards are presented to faculty and staff on an annual basis at our spring and fall convocations. These awards will be presented at a dinner reception this evening, but I thought I should take a moment to publicly acknowledge and congratulate the recipients. Would you please stand as I call your name? So the first is Jane Lothian Murray, and where's your mother? Cheers to her mother, who's a UW advocate all the way. As a president, I get to go around the country visiting alumni, and I hear from our students that have graduated and moved on. I often hear about how fabulous some of their professors were, and Jane is one I hear about often. She's a very inspirational teacher and role model. She's earned the highest praise and respect and admiration of her students. Part of her successful teaching philosophy is to make her classrooms a sanctuary for her students, a place where they can take risks, share ideas, and challenge misconceptions, absent of judgment or criticism. Jane has extensive knowledge of criminal justice and related research. Her ongoing authorship of the most popular introductory sociology textbook in Canada gives her extensive understanding of current research, which she applies in the classroom. Jane is the recipient of the 2016 Clifford J. Robson Memorial Award for Excellence in Teaching. Congratulations, Jane. Dr. Joan Grace, would you please stand? Dr. Joan Grace is being honored for her many contributions as a gifted and effective administrator in a variety of supportive and leadership roles, most notably as the chair of the Master of Public Administration program offered jointly by the University of Winnipeg and the University of Manitoba. Grace has committed her time to self-governance of the university at every level and is renowned for great diplomacy that she demonstrates consistently with all stakeholders, including students, faculty members, and administrators. Dr. Grace is the 2016 recipient of the Robin H. Farquhar Award for Excellence in Contributing to Self-Governance. Congratulations, Dr. Grace. We have now come to the part of the program that our graduates and you, who are here to share this special occasion with them, have eagerly been anticipating. The Registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, will present the graduates, and our Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, will confer the degrees. The parchments will be handed to the graduates by the Dean of Arts, Dr. Glenn Moulaison, and the Associate Dean of Arts, Dr. Fiona Green. Each graduate will also be presented with a University of Winnipeg alumni pin by Kevin Freeman, President of the Alumni Association Council. This is a rite of passage, an occasion for jubilation for our graduates and for the friends and family who have helped them along the way. Please feel free to express your admiration of our graduates in your way. It's okay if you're loud, or any particular graduate as they cross the platform. Mr. Russell and Chancellor Silver, please.
Would the graduands from the class of 2016 please rise as their degree is called and remain standing while the other degrees are announced. Master of Arts, Master of Development Practice, Master of Arts joint with the University of Manitoba, Master of Public Administration joint with the University of Manitoba, Bachelor of Arts Honors, Bachelor of Arts 4-year, Bachelor of Arts, Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Winnipeg, I request you to confer upon these candidates and upon those receiving their degrees in absentia the degree for which they have qualified.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit those present and those receiving degrees in absentia to the degrees for which the prescribed studies have been completed, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Please shift your cap tassels to the left. Congratulations, you are now graduates of the University of Winnipeg. Thank you. You may be seated. Mr. Chancellor, I beg leave to present the graduates for congratulations. Receiving the Master of Arts degree, Marlene Lorraine Milne. Richard Wayne Stasenko. Receiving the Masters in Development Practice, Caroline Naomi Gichungu. Receiving the Master of Public Administration degree, joint with the University of Manitoba, Chris Bowker. The recipients of the Bachelor of Arts Honors degree, receiving the gold medal for achievement in the major in Honors Anthropology, Janaea Ray Rieger. Receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts honors, the Gold Medal for the achievement in a major honors psychology, and your valedictorian shortly, Ari Dector Frame. Sylvie Nicole Arnal. Marie-Christine Beaulieu. Jesse Joe Burak. Alexandra Page Chisda. Jared Daniel Chisda. Stephen James Coots. Carly Amanda Schramm Cressman. Andrea Ellen Daniels. Maggie Blair Davidson. Bridget Dorge. If students are wearing gray stoles, it indicates that they are a graduate of Menno Simons College as well. Kelsey Alexandra Funk. Laura Elsie Geringer. Jessica Da Silva Gomes. Receiving the Gold Medal for Achievement in a Major Honors History of Art and the Mayor's Medal, Marika Gruel. Benjamin Ganguil. Demisi Itris Hall. Madison Elizabeth Harding. Rachel Elena Hebert. Cody Hodge. Linda Michelle Howes. Nikki Lynn Ryhorchuk. Alana Elizabeth Stratton Johnson. Lindsay Claire Johnson. Jenna Rose Clausen. Adriana Kolar. Carrie Ann Komodowski. Heather Marie Cron. Madison Charlie Maeve Lowen. Sophia Eva Helena Luki. Tanner Gordon Lysak. Recipient of the Gold Medal for Achievement in Honors Sociology, Caitlin Jessica Victoria McKenzie. Raina Masterton. Recipient of the Gold Medal for Achievement in Honors Political Science and the Stars of Spence Street Award, Ariel Alejandro Melamedoff. Lauren Adrienne Menzie. Jared Frank Miller. Jonathan Northam. Receiving the Gold Medal for Achievement in Honors Theatre and Film, Robert David Pichet. Receiving the Gold Medal for Achievement in Honors International Development Studies, Jessica Monica Pietz. Jessica Rose Pimental. Bridget Plouffe. Barrett Peter Reiter. Taylor Alice Richtick. Erin Megan Schwartz. Also receiving a certificate in Public Policy and Administration, Callum William James Smee. Carmel Spence Singh. Caroline Danielle Tess. Jessie Danielle Tomlinson. Wesley Weaver. Sandra Leanne Weeb. Kara Willits. Now the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts 4-year degree receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts 4-year and the Gold Medal for Achievement in the 4-year Human Rights and Global Studies major, Kelby Rebecca Lepke. Lemark Ben Ambelina. Shannon Bear. Whitney Anderson. Bryce Connor Behrens. Jasmine Taylor Bell. Megan D. Benedictson. Maria Janina Bondoc. Zachary Joseph Dahlman. Laura Ann Davey. Sylvie Desjarlais. Vanessa Doring. Tyler Kevin Wayne Dusenek. Joelle Eastman. Alexandra Echavarria. Hannah Ruth Folger. Jennifer French. Receiving the Dr. Dan A. Checky Prize for Excellence in Sociology, Caitlin Marie Friesen. Christopher Colin Gibson. Dominic Robert Gibson. Jacqueline Elaine Gregg. Elizabeth Marianne Hayden. Brittany Paula Hobson. Rebecca Catherine Hume. Simon Mason Spencer Jardine. Michelle Johnson. Rebecca Athiak Jock. Christopher James Jackson. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year sociology, Dylan Samuel Jones. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year Indigenous studies, Chelsea Amanda Coswin. Stephen Walter Kurtz. Katrina Marie Lisa Leclerc. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year international development studies, Justin Joseph Marcel Lévesque. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year English, Jade Ashley Mackenzie. Katarina Mamala. Priscilla Gale Maud. Claire McCaffrey. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year criminal justice, Ryan Daniel Monio. Charlene Raven Moore. Alina Olenek. Kathleen Megan O'Mara. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year conflict resolution studies, Jenna Elizabeth Reimer. Chela Laho Russo. Stephanie Chantal Rutledge. Randy Salangsang. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in four-year joint communications, Samantha Shanna Sampson. Tamara Scaberis. Carolyn Janine Simpson. Evan Sinclair. Elizabeth Tatiana Marie Sisetsky. Jana Sari Sklover. Helena Louise Sturck-Lucier. Cassandra Jean Anna Sabo. Cassandra Suzanne Topnick. Brendan Thomas Wakeman. Rebecca Ward. Thomas Wilford Wharton. Caitlin Nicole Williams. Joshua Christopher Wilson. Taylor Marianne Wilson. And now the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts degree, receiving the Lieutenant Governor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts, 3-year, and the Gold Medal for achievement in 3-year psychology, Cindy Marie Mack. Receiving the Gold Medal for achievement in 3-year criminal justice, Haley Susan Kathleen Allardyce. Laurel Armstrong. Jennifer Dawn Arnold. Christian David Avila. Nicola Baldwin. Alexa Violet Balzer. Stephen Andrew Banks. Abby Barzaga. Kishore Bhagwandin. Shannon Lee Bear. Theodros Ibsa Bekele. Jesse Bergen. Stéphane Guy Joseph Bilodeau. Logan Palmer Binda. Chelsea Megan Bjornson. Cody Larry Blacksmith. Mira Faith Bocott. David Ryan Bradeen. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year philosophy, Derek Briscoe. Erin Maria Brown. Haley Katrina Bueller. Hannah Jamie Burns. Graham Ross Calder. Carrie Lynn Calvadores. Stephanie Anna Campbell. Jocelyn Tressa Cannon. Laura Ray Chabot. Amber Dawn Chartrand. Ian Peter Christensen. Christian Christodoulides. Melissa Annie Clark. Taylor Shane Clemens. Courtney Reed Dalkey. Leanne Davies. Rebecca Catherine Dawson. Maria Charisse de Chavez. Carlene Danielle DeCourt. James Garrett Dimidiak. Cara Claire Elizabeth Denyer. Benjamin Adam Donald. Moses Abel Duault. Mazreen Edwards. Charisse Nicole Elias. Caitlin Elaine Emsley Farrell. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year urban and inner city studies, Aisha Karis Entz. Rebecca Justine Epp. Emma Rosemary Fallhammer. Teresa Janelle Fair. Michaela Elizabeth Lynn Finch. Lindsay Ann Fink. Emily Jane Finlayson. Jasenia Andrea Summers Fleming. Andrea Destiny Laurie Ann Flett. Taylor Ann Follansby. Brianna Deborah May Fortin. David Francischetti. Mitchell Robert Frenette. Allison Rebecca Furness. Gabriel Eloy Fogata Gabriel. Yesenia Carolina Garcia. Desiree Dawn Gill. Also receiving a Bachelor of Science, Manvinder Gill. Alyssa May Goodbrand. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year history of art, Taylor Lee Goodson. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year sociology, Sarah Dawn Grafton. Judy Aguirre Gravito Forbes. Carly Roberecki Gray. Denzel Carl Green. Jeffrey Harmon. Stephen Harmon.
Herbach.
Devin Ann Herbach. Carrie Houston. Robin Catherine Mary Huffman. Michaela Heather Hunter. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year theatre and film, Monique Du Na Huyn. Wu Huang Huyn. Brady Lee Jackson. Jenna Dawn Johansson. Tatiana Kim. Monica Martha Klozinski. Scott Randolph Coropass. Mika Kraut. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year conflict resolution studies, Naomi Jacqueline NASCAR Cruz. Allison Kolakowski. Jacqueline Michelle Lacroix. Jacqueline Charlene Lagefka. Nancy Larkin. Lauren Lee. Samantha Ann Leach. Nicole Leslie. Murin Ryan Letkeman. Joshua Neil Lieberman. Carmen Linares Mueller. Jordan Elizabeth Lumsden. Alexandria Lee McIver. Brianne Dorothy Eva McQuarrie. Elena Elisa Victoria McKink. Johanna. Natalie Joanna Massaroni. Samantha Nicole Mathers. Adrian May Matias. Kira Victoria Matthews. Sean Mazer. Michael David Ewart McCambridge. Ashley Ray McDonald. Samantha Aubrey McIver. Miguel Charles Brown McKenna. Carissa Dawn McKenzie. Kathleen Jean McLeod. Michael Delroy McLeod. Wani Ladu Michael. Wintana Michael. Taylor Jean Mills. Lorena Moyer. Miguel Lorenzo Moldes. Rhea Jewel Monkman. Reed Gerald Monks. Jessica Marie Joan Moore. Gentiana Morina. Kaylee Molden. Kathleen Moulton. Courtney Jennifer Nelson. Jackie Lin Fan Nguyen. Obafeme Babatunde Oladele. Rachel Marie Waldy Ort. Kara Megan Pankew. Simarjit Kaur Panu. Victoria Pereira. Alexandra Rowena Plant. Caitlin Alexandra Popovich. Paulo Luis Ponzal. Chantel Mary Quill. Emily Grace Reed. Courtney Edna Marie Roach. Marky Ross. Adam Michael Rossell. Jamie Jocelyn Rutledge. Brendan Anthony Rosier. Angela Natalia Sanchez Mendoza. Amy Sahai. Simran Kaur Sira. Isabella Sheila Seward. Trenton Charlie Brendan Seymour. Kendall Judy Grace Sharp. Emma Sharon. Victoria Susan Shipowick. Brandy Chupenya. Joyce Ayenga Simiu. Clifford Alexander Richard Sinclair. Adriana Lauren Romeo Sly. Claire José Soubry. Adriana Mercedes Sutsky. Latasha Veronique Lynn Stewart. Heidi Susan Stranger. Serena Cadence Jordan Stewart. Trevor James Sunley. Daphne Avita Super. Alexander Winston David Sutherland. Jasmine Nicole Tamayo. Samantha Taylor. Michelle Shailene Thacker. Tyrone Tolentino. Jin Tong. Mallory Sita Trudell. Martina Turchinowicz. Ron Vadney. Liam Volgardson. Danielle Marie Van Leeuwen. Rebecca Emily Verrill. Thomas Joel Workington. Wayne Douglas Whedon. Daniela Pearl Makarski-Wenger. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year developmental studies, Marion Catherine Wernham. Receiving the gold medal for achievement in 3-year human rights and global studies, Christine Deborah Williams. Lauren Emily Barbara Wilson. Chloe Walrick Backer. Yi Jin Jiao. Ariana Yaftali. Jessica Marie Yastro. Ting Yu. Caden Christina Robbins Afino. Ruojue Zhang. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spring 2016 Faculty of Arts graduating class.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor and Mr. Russell, and congratulations once again to the graduating class. I now invite Kevin Friedman of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association to address the graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Trimby. Good morning, graduates, family, friends, platform colleagues, and honored guests. I am delighted to bring greetings on behalf of the Alumni Council and the more than 50,000 alumni that we represent. Today, you officially join this illustrious group that include, after years of hard work, dedication, coffee, sleepless nights, sleepless mornings, multitasking, sore eyes from staring at computer screens, sore fingers from typing many papers and theses, fast food wrappers, candy wrappers, hair loss, and missed parties. You are now among a group of graduates that includes world-renowned scientists, paradigm-shifting politicians, community-building activists, captivating entrepreneurs, teachers, artists, changers, leaders, doers, and makers. It has been my absolute pleasure to have been connected to this institution for nearly 20 consecutive years, beginning as a student of the University of Winnipeg Collegiate, then as a student of the university, a volunteer, staff member, alumni council member and president, and finally, most recently, as an instructor. Needless to say, the University of Winnipeg has been enormously influential on my life and contributed greatly to the person I have become. If you are as lucky as I have been, your time here will has had as much of an impact on you. And I encourage you to stay in touch with us through your life journey, through the Alumni Affairs Office, and I hope you wear those pins I gave you proudly. When I was much younger, I came to discover something that shaped my outlook on life, and I will offer this lesson to you in the words of Leonardo da Vinci. It has long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. All of you have the potential to happen to things. All of you have the potential to change the world for the better. Whatever you do, wherever your life leads you, never forget that potential. Never forget that while few, if any, great things happen from the labor of one alone, every great invention, social movement, inspiring song, or great play on the soccer pitch started with one person, and each of you can be that one person. I would like to close by thanking all of you. Thank you all for your time and effort. Thank you for your dedication to making yourself a more rounded and educated person. And of course, thank you for choosing the University of Winnipeg. Congratulations to you all, and I look forward to following the impact the class of 2016 has on the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. On an occasion such as this, we thought it was important to give the last word to the students. It is, after all, your day. And so I'd like to invite the Spring 2016 valedictorian, Ari Dector-Frame, to the platform. And as he makes his way here, I will tell you a little bit about him, although he's going to get here quick. Ari Dector-Frame is a philosopher at heart with a passion for promoting equality and social justice using an interdisciplinary approach to engage in civil discourse and critical thought. Ari has excelled across 8 different academic disciplines with particular interest in philosophy, psychology, and economics. That's quite a mix. This breadth has led him to believe the social sciences are exponentially more powerful when synthesized to create policies that will allow for a more just society. He has served as a teaching assistant for 3 different introductory level courses, as well as the psychology department's honors level statistics course. He has also progressed from volunteer to a grant-funded research assistant and the first ever manager in Dr. Jeremy Freimer's Moral Psychology Lab, where he collected research that earned him 3 peer-reviewed publications as first author. Not surprisingly, Ari has earned several scholarships, awards, and grants for his high academic standing, including the Academic Proficiency Scholarship, the Dr. John and Elizabeth Cote Award, the Campbell K. Shepard Memorial Scholarship, the Dr. C.J. Robson Scholarship, Psychology, and the Dean's Honor List Student of Highest Distinction several years in a row. Along with his academic work, Ari worked at the Public Interest Law Center of Manitoba, which provided him another venue for intellectual growth. This spring convocation is a family affair. Ari's mother, Dr. Jennifer Frayne, is receiving the University of Winnipeg's Distinguished Alumni Award. Ari will continue to passionately delve into the areas of equality and social justice while pursuing his Master's of Inequalities and the Social Sciences at the prestigious London School of Economics in the United Kingdom. Please join me in welcoming Ari Dr. Frayne.
Greetings to my colleagues, professors, and to the families of the University of Winnipeg Faculty of Arts, Class of 2016. I would like to begin by echoing the acknowledgement made by previous speakers that we are on Treaty 1 land in the heart of the Métis Nation. We are here today to celebrate our accomplishments and look back over the years that we have dedicated towards reaching this point. I am here today for two reasons. First, I am here because my great-grandfather Ernie, at the age of 14, fled pogroms in Eastern Europe and traveled alone to Canada, where his children and his children's children could live prosperous, peaceful lives. I, like many of my peers, am here because of the sacrifices made by those who came before me. I am also here because I chose to attend university, and I chose to get my degree from the University of Winnipeg. Standing before you today, I can safely say that this was one of the best decisions I've made in my life, and I'm sure many of my fellow graduates understand why I feel this way. The value of our U of W experience rests on two things: passion and community. The passion comes from our professors, who inject their personalities and interests into their work with us. Passion is infectious. It cannot be taught, it can only be modeled. Passion means that professors care enough to challenge their students. In my case, after years of identifying myself as a purebred socialist, hell-bent on tearing down capitalist society, I had a philosophy professor who probably won't even remember he did this, look me dead in the eye and ask, "Have you ever even read a single page written by a proponent of free markets?" I had not. The next semester I enrolled in multiple economics courses, and now, instead of blaming large corporations for all of the world's problems, I only blame them for most of them. Then there is the U of W community. I've never felt like a cog in the machine at the U of W, never felt like just a student passing through the system. When I joined the psychology department, I felt that I'd become part of a community of rather eccentric psychologists. And later, when I began taking more philosophy courses, I was totally accepted as a latecomer, for which I am eternally thankful, for I was always the dumbest person in the room. And I sincerely mean that. The communal atmosphere at the U of W arises because students have so many opportunities to make contributions outside of their classrooms, and we take those opportunities with gusto. Students in the class of 2016 have served the community as politicians, mentors, activists, tutors, graders, researchers, countless roles, too many to list here. Our communities gathered at the various cafeterias on campus, all catered by Diversity Foods, an initiative that deserves all the recognition it gets. It serves healthy, sustainably produced food and provides effective training and quality jobs to their employees who come from all walks of life. Their business practices are so pro-social, they managed to make me feel good about purchasing the most expensive grilled cheese sandwich of my life. And what of the class of 2016? Who are we? There's a rumor going around that we play a lot of video games and overuse social media, and I can confirm that that rumor is absolutely true. But I would argue that, like all generations past, we are only passionately engaged with the revolutionary technology and media of our age. Instead, I think the class of 2016 is most characterized by our toughness and resilience. Many of my friends and colleagues are graduating today despite being born into challenging circumstances. Many have worked multiple jobs to pay tuition or are graduating with huge debts to pay off. Others battled overt and systematic discrimination from within and outside this university because of disabilities, gender, race, or religion. Many have contended with mental health problems throughout their degrees. There are no gold medals for completing your degree while struggling with depression or pushing yourself to achieve when you've been told for generations that you do not belong. For these unsung achievements, I salute the class of 2016. Having worked so hard, achieved so much, bested so many obstacles, what of the challenges to come? Well, it may seem daunting. We have a beautiful and damaged planet to heal. We have a global economic system to stabilize and make more equitable. We also have polarizing political systems and politicians to civilize. And we have to build individual lives for ourselves and love and care for those close to us and afar. But this is not too much to ask of us. Why? Because we are not alone, we have each other. Our time at the U of W has left us brimming with passion and backed by a close-knit community, and this we take with us into the world. I am only here today because someone in my past had the courage to make a difficult and dangerous voyage. Standing here on the cusp of our lives, we can only imagine what voyages we might make, who will follow us, and the kind of world that we will create for them. I know that for all we have learned and been given, it can be a better world. I stand in awe of the achievements of this graduating class, and I am humbled to be counted among you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ari. Passion, community, resiliency, wonderful themes. You make me so proud. I want to say how delighted I am that there are so many relatives and family here today. I love it when I hear children in the crowd, and I love that we heard lots of applause. And Logan, I don't know what you did to get the bagpiper to sing, but that's part of what we love at University of Winnipeg. So I know that many of you are feeling great pride and pleasure, maybe even a certain sense of relief, and I know how much your support has meant to our graduates. You can help them find their way. I refer to that as way power, but at the end of the day, each and every one of you had to have your own personal willpower to get it done. I would like the graduates to turn in whichever direction they prefer and join with members of the University of Winnipeg in expressing appreciation for the support of your family, friends, loved ones. And before we adjourn, I also want to express our thanks to Chief Marshal Dr. Mark Vachon and the faculty marshals, Chief Ushers Lynn Jones and Verilyn Workington, and those members of staff who have volunteered as ushers, organist Barry Anderson and members of the Winnipeg Police Pipe Band, drummer Freeman White, sign language interpreters Lacey Kaler and Sandra Smith, the many members of staff who have helped to organize this event, and again, on behalf of all of us, the faculty of the University of Winnipeg, for placing students first and for embodying the pursuit of excellence to which we are all committed. I especially want to thank our distinguished Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, for being such a wonderful supporter of the university. And finally, thanks to all of the graduates for making us so proud, and to all of you, our guests, for joining us on this marvelous occasion. We wish you all the best in the next part of your life adventure, and I hope that you do keep in touch with the university. Following the ceremony, you are all invited to a reception in honor of our graduates outside on the Spence Street Commons. You can meet your student there. I would request that after the singing of the national anthem, you remain in your places until everyone on the main floor, the platform party, and the academic procession have retired. Family and friends are asked to remain in the gym until all of the students have exited. And one last thank you, because he's going to start to sing O Canada very soon. I do want to thank our registrar, Colin Russell. He works hard to try and get your names right. And I know from a parent perspective, it feels so good when somebody says your child's name right. So thank you, Colin.
Terre de nos aïeux, confront et saint de fleurs glorieux. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free.